Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and happy weekend to you. It is Saturday, and this is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video going over the Chaos Power Pack. I'll let you know what the best path is, if it's decent, how it grades in the landscape of Raid, and then we'll talk about the events going on, how the community feels about certain things, like the new Fragment Champion, the legendary version of Elhain, what you should be spending your energy on in-game for Saturday. Let's get into it. Alrighty, now first of all, I want to talk about how the community is feeling about the new legendary version of Elhain, because that will be starting in 6 days from now. We'll be getting a Fragment legendary champion event starting on Friday. And as we dive into the video, first of all, I apologize if I sound a little bit like stuffed up, and if that's annoying to listen to or not, I don't know, but sorry, it's been like 2 or 3 days where I'm having like allergies or something, and yeah, so that is the reason I might sound a little bit stuffed up and different, but I'm trying to fight through it and not let it come out too much in my voice, but I don't know if I'm failing or not. But yeah, anyway, so yesterday the big news was that we are getting a legendary version of Elhain as the starting champion, and this is gonna be the first time that we get a legendary version of a starting champion. We've had like Ultimate Galek, we've had Dark Aethel and Dark Kale. Dark Kale kind of viewed as the best one of the bunch, and the other two are extremely niche and a little bit underwhelming. And now we are getting a legendary version of a starting champion in Supreme Elhain. So what I did was, over on the community tab, I put up a poll asking about your first impression of Supreme Elhain's kit. Now, by the way, obviously she's an attack damage dealer, so there's a lot we don't know until we see exactly what her multipliers are. She could still be amazing or trash tier. You know, like 90% of her value is going to come down to those multipliers and how she scales with her base attack and all that. But in terms of her kit's potential, I wanted to get a feel of how people were viewing her out the gate, first impressions, and it looks like only 4% viewing her as excellent to be excited about it. And then the most common chunk of percentages here at like 88% was between decent and meh, and then another 8% down here viewing her as awful. So really not getting a whole lot of views on the polls. 4% saying excellent, 8% saying trash. Most people are in the middle, like we'll wait and see, which I agree with, because we really won't know until we see her multipliers. But I would say overall, in general, the sentiment that I'm getting from the community is that people are a little bit underwhelmed if I had to peg like one emotion. So let's hope that she has really, really good multipliers. And then if we look at what a few of you were saying and what some of the common sentiments were for a Void Lego, her multipliers would have to be bonkers to be excited about her. I agree. They're going to have to be really good because her kit doesn't do anything special. She doesn't have some sort of crazy passive or something unique she's bringing to the game. She's just kind of hitting hard, snowballing turns, and ignoring things like shield. So if she doesn't hit super hard, she's going to be very, very underwhelming. So I agree with that. Got another one here saying normally the grant X return or reset cooldown if they get those to proc are underwhelming abilities, but she has both working together, which I agree is nice. And saying same thing, if her multipliers are good, she could be powerful. She seems decent. All comes down to the multipliers. Yep, expecting a glass canyon. Wait until the multipliers, the stats. Yeah, and so you can tell that's kind of the most common sentiment, and I've been giving Plarium that feedback for years at this point. Like, when you show us a champion, we need to know what the books do, how many books they take, the base stats, and the multipliers. Boom. It's not that hard. Just give us that information on the little infographic that you put out. You already copied my infographic, and the least you could do is give us the multipliers when you show us these champions right out the gate. It would help us a lot in being able to react to them and analyze them. But yeah, now you're up to date on the thoughts of Supreme Elhain. We're gonna have to wait until we get some sort of test server, and then I will let you know the multipliers as soon as I know them. And if some of you are new here on the channel, maybe you don't get my joke about Plarium stealing my infographics. So back in the day, for years, Plarium would never give us anything other than like a text block of information about a new champion. So what I would do was I would turn it into an infographic for the upcoming fusions and events. Well, then all of a sudden, after a couple years of that, Plarium started doing their own infographics like this. And when I asked them if they got any inspiration from what I was doing, they replied to me with a smiley face. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of like my joke around Plarium stealing my infographics, which is fine, by the way. I'm glad that they lay it out nicer for us than they used to with just a little text block. I'm glad they're doing it so I don't have to. Then for the shard events and the stuff happening in game over the course of the weekend, we've got the 10x going on for like the speed booster type champions. You've actually got some really good legendaries in here, but it's a 10x with nothing else going on. No fragment, no fusion, no 2x, nothing happening in game. So I don't anticipate many people in the player base to be excited for this weekend's summoning event. And for most of you out there, probably not the most efficient use of your shards to be pulling this weekend. If you're curious about the next 2x event, it's probably going to be next weekend, about 6 days from now, where we get 2x sacreds, as long as Plarium holds true to their normal rotation schedule. In terms of events and tournaments, probably the most notable thing is that we can finally pull up the Chaos Path event and take a look at it. And I haven't looked at this yet. The thing we need to know is there a legendary book at the bottom? Okay, well, unfortunate. So we thought Plarium was starting to make progress. We thought Plarium was starting to learn, and they put a reason for people to at least care, you know, a little bit about these path events, but looks like they have taken the legendary book away down on the bottom. So this is going to be one of those more normal-ish type of events. And the most noteworthy thing in here that you'll have to ask yourself if you care about or not is going to be the 3-star blessing, probably over here on the right. And I guess there's an ancient shard over here on the left, but really a little bit disheartening they took the legendary book out of there. But there is also something a little bit noteworthy in the tournaments tab, where we have got a void shard up for grabs in the Ice Golem tournament. Now, a little bit unfortunate that they've got one of those gear events going on for, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, right there, you can see it. They've got the retaliation set going on for the Ice Golem. Now, the retaliation set is not very sought after. They could have went with one of these more sought after sets. The best set is probably Reflex. Would have maybe been a little bit fun if they did the Reflex set or something. But yeah, the Ice Golem, really not that great of a dungeon, though, in terms of sets dropping. But at least there's a little bit of incentive. You'll have to ask yourself if it's worth spending the energy over the weekend to get the 3,000 points required for the Void Shard. Also, a quick reminder, over the weekend, you've got a couple days left on your clan quests, so get those done for your team and all that good stuff. And then we might as well go over the offers and kind of see if there's anything worth talking about. Okay, let's go ahead and plug some of this stuff in. Looks like at least the Kale Power Pack and maybe this Void Pack. So the big one on the Void Pack was 40, and you get 300k. Plus the 14 voids. Okay, that is a 1.06. So yeah, for high spenders, they might be interested in those void shards, but they're not going to be a really good offer. And then Kale's Power Pack. So what's better between 40 energy refills and 5,600 energy? So let's reset this, and 5,600. 2105, and then 40 energy refills. Okay, so the energy would be slightly better, but the thing to take note of is you don't have as much freedom on the 5,600 energy, so I'd probably still go with the energy refills. You're going to be able to disperse them a little bit better than that massive chunk of energy, so I'd probably start there. And then, so if we do that, and then, okay, so it's going to be 80 of them with the 12 days of XP. Is that right? So it'd be 80 of these, and then 12 days of XP at 48, and it costs 40, so a 1.2. So okay, again, this would be a ton of energy and XP banners for like for a high spender. This would be decent at a 1.2, but for the medium to low spenders, this would be a pass and a not recommend. The string pack, 20 for 29. Yeah, this is not going to be a good string. It goes ancient and then sacred right out the gate. So okay, yep. Unfortunately, nothing super good. That's like a 1.5 and above here in the shop as of today. So there we have it. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content, and I appreciate all of you. I will see you soon in the next video. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching. Peace.